Hi everyone, it's Maya from WholesomeYum.com, and today I'm showing you how to make keto chili in a slow cooker. This is one of my favorite low-carb soup recipes, or rather a stew if you want to be precise, because this chili is super thick, not watery, just like a real chili should be. If you're following a low-carb lifestyle, you probably know that regular chili is off limits because of the carbs in the beans. Enter the no-bean chili. It's rich and flavorful, it's beefy, it's spicy. You guys are not gonna miss the beans one bit. You can make this keto chili recipe in the crock pot, in an Instant Pot, or on the stovetop. I'll link all three methods down below, but today we're making it in the slow cooker because that's my favorite method. If you love low-carb comfort food recipes like this, be sure you subscribe. I'll be posting more of these soon and you'll be notified as soon as they're up. But for now, we're making keto chili. Let's do this.
Making keto chili is actually very similar to making a regular chili. You're gonna have almost all the same ingredients, just a few things are different. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna dice an onion, or rather half of a large onion. That's how much you're gonna need for this recipe. So you're gonna cut off the ends first, and then you're gonna slice it in half. And then I'm just gonna peel off the skin here and set that aside. Now we're gonna dice the onion. If you like, you can just cut straight up and down. That's how most people do it. I like to cut the onion radially. That means what this is going to do is give us more even pieces once we're done. I think it's a really neat trick. I hope you're gonna try this. But however you like to dice onion is totally fine for this keto chili recipe. If you notice that there are any skins left, you can go ahead and just set those aside. We're gonna set aside the onion, and now we are going to mince 8 cloves of garlic. I think this method is really fun. So you're going to cut off the root end of the garlic, and then you're going to place the clove onto the cutting board, place your knife flat onto it, and then just slam down with the back of your hand. I think this is kind of fun. You can think about something that makes you angry when you do this, and the skin will come right off. Now you're going to slice the garlic as thinly as you can, and then use a rocking motion, using your other hand for leverage, to mince the garlic super fine. You can do all 8 cloves at the same time. Now it's time to saute those aromatics. You're going to place a large skillet over medium-high heat, and you're going to add a little bit of olive oil. Now we're going to add the chopped onion first. It will take longer to cook than the garlic, so we're adding that first. And you're gonna saute that for about 5 to 7 minutes until they're translucent. If you like, you can cook them for 20 minutes or more to get them caramelized. Totally up to you how you like your onions, but just go ahead and saute those until they're done to your liking. This is how I like mine. Now we're gonna add the garlic. Many people just add garlic to the pan directly. I like to make a little space in the middle here. That way the garlic is going to be touching the pan directly and it's going to get that aroma. I'm gonna add a little bit more oil in there in the middle for the garlic. And then go ahead and add the minced garlic. This is going to take just a minute to cook. It's really quick. And then we're going to add the ground beef. We're gonna use 2.5 pounds of ground beef. So you wanna make sure your pan is large enough to fit this much beef. And then as soon as you add it, you're going to use a wooden spoon or whatever other utensil you like. Just make sure it's safe for your pan and that it's not going to scratch your pan. Go ahead and use a twisting motion to break up all that meat. And then we're just gonna cook that down. 8 to 10 minutes is the minimum for this large amount of beef. Sometimes it might take 15 to 20 minutes. Just go ahead and cook it until it's nice and browned, and also make sure that the extra moisture evaporates. If your beef is really high in fat, you might need to drain it. I usually don't need to, especially if I let it cook for long enough. We're gonna take that off of the heat, and then we're going to just dump everything into the slow cooker. The rest of this is so easy and so quick. I'm going to add the ground beef mixture with the onions and garlic first. Just be careful and make sure you don't burn yourself or spill the beef all over the place. We're gonna add all of this to the slow cooker. Now we're going to add our remaining ingredients. You're going to add 2 15-ounce cans of diced tomatoes. Be sure you add the liquid as well. That's going to help form our base. We're also going to add 1 6-ounce can of tomato paste, Make sure there's no sugar added to your diced tomatoes or tomato paste. Just check the ingredients. And then we're going to add a 4-ounce can of green chilies. We'll want the liquid included with those as well. And 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Now, the best part, the part that makes this a chili, a 1/4 cup of chili powder. I know that seems like a lot, but this does make a lot of chili and it adds so much flavor. I promise it will not be that spicy. The other spices we're adding are 2 tablespoons of cumin, a tablespoon of dried oregano, a teaspoon of black pepper, 2 teaspoons of sea salt. We're going to stir that all together until it's nice and smooth. This looks like low-carb chili already, but it's going to be even better after it cooks. We'll place a bay leaf in the center, and then we're just going to cover that with a lid.
I'm gonna go do something else now, and this is going to be ready in about 6 to 8 hours. If you don't want to wait so long, you can also make this in the Instant Pot. You're going to saute the onions, garlic, and beef right in the Instant Pot. It'll also be easier to clean up. And then after that, you're going to pressure cook for about 35 minutes and your chili will be ready. Since I'm making this in the slow cooker, I'll be back once this is ready. That smells so good. It really smells like chili in here. Before you serve this, you're gonna wanna remove the bay leaf and we're gonna give this a good stir. Any chili along the edges and make sure it's nice and uniform. It's really thick, as you can see. If you like your chili a little thinner, you can add a little broth to this before you cook it, or even afterward is fine too. Now, the best keto chili calls for the best toppings. Let me show you how I dress up my chili.
First, I'm going to slice some avocado. You can dice the avocado if you like. I prefer to slice it. So I'm going to cut it in half first and twist. Yes, it is perfect. I'm always nervous. Is my avocado gonna be brown? This one was just right. And now I'm going to cut this into super thin slices. Of course, you can do thicker if you want. I love the texture when this is really thin. This is going to look so beautiful on the keto chili. And I'm just going to scoop that out with a spoon. And there we go. We have perfect avocado slices. Now we're going to slice some green onions. I love using kitchen shears for this because it gives me really nice thin slices without breaking them apart or bruising them the way a knife would. So let's dress up a bowl of this low carb chili.
I'm gonna add a dollop of sour cream, some shredded cheese, and we'll fan out some avocado here. I love avocado and chili. And of course, a sprinkle of green onions. What are your favorite chili toppings? Leave me a comment and let me know. Time to try a taste. Here we go. That was so warm and comforting. I hope you're gonna make this low carb chili soon. If you do, be sure to leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and snap a photo, post it with #WholesomeYum so that I can see it. I love seeing your yummy photos. See you next time on Wholesome Yum, where I share easy, healthy, and keto recipes, all with 10 ingredients or less.